Well, hey everybody, it's Tom Antion live. Well, I'm back on the cell phone. The the, the darn iPad wouldn't connect. Um, yeah, so I can't wait till they get where we can have this all hardwired. That'll be a lot better than this darn internet. I got super great internet. I mean, it's not 3 feet from my devices, so, so we just have to live with it. Hey, there's Roberto. How you doing, Roberto? Susanna, glad you stopped by. I'm just here crying about the internet and the connection. I got to do the cell phone. Hey, Jeff, how are you, man? Uh, so, let me I guess so I can see the comments here. I'll refresh the Facebook thing here. So anyway, I'll go handheld and we'll make it happen. Hey, Dean, how are you, man? And please hit your share button and get some more people on here tonight. Uh, I got to tell you, uh, I am about the least political person on earth. I mean, I have never voted in my entire life. All right, I'm going to be 61 years old this month. Never voted. I always believe in you got to do what you got to do for yourself, and you still got to buy a loaf of bread no matter who's in office. All right. But what I think happened, okay, is I think some really rich banker, Illuminati person, whatever, said to Donald Trump, listen, I'm going to give you $1 billion and you just go make a big spectacle and have fun. And I tell you what, I can't take my eyes off this stuff. I mean, and now WikiLeaks has come out, and it's just every day. And I know that whoever gave, if they gave Trump $1 billion, they'd make it way back in the ratings, because guys like me that that hate politics are watching this day and night. So I think that's what happened. Hey, Oren, how are you? Oren Checkmate Hudson's here. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what this is. I'll just give you a little brief blip at it. What is that? All right, you'll find out a little later. Okay. All right, well, we always got a warning. I might get a little crazy with my language a little later, so don't worry about that. Now, for our fake sponsor today, we have Planters Cashews with real sea salt. This is our fake sponsor, everybody. We do not have a real sponsor. This is a fake sponsor. And we always buy everything really big because of our retreats. So I always eat all the leftovers. That's why I can barely fit on the screen, I think. So Planters Cashews, they're nutritious. That's the new TV slogan they have. Nutritious instead of nutritious. Okay. Somebody said hi, Christine. I don't see Christine come on, but anyway, yeah. Please hit your. Oh yeah, Roberto says I'm going to have sponsors soon. He's the sponsorship expert. And hey, Christine, and don't forget to tell where you're checking in from, folks out there. I know Roberto's in Texas, and Dean, I don't know where you're from. Christine, where are you from? Wayne's here. I missed the soap sponsor. I took the bar of soap and I used it. So I thought I'd clean up for you all on the show tonight. Michigan. Christine's in Michigan. Great you could make it. So anyway, Planters is our fake sponsor for tonight. Oren's in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Wayne's in San Diego. Dino in Reno. Roberto's in South Bend. Is that Texas or Indiana? I don't know. Charles, hey Charles, we saw your pictures from I don't know, was that a baseball game or what down there? Newark, Ohio's checking in. Juanito's in Chicago. Hey Juanita. So so hit your share button so let everybody else know that I'm running my mouth tonight. Okay, so what's coming up tonight? Well, we have, think about this mailbag question I got. Can you do a split? Anybody out there that can do a split? Well, we'll find out in the mailbag session. Also, do you think Batman could really save your life? We'll find that out too. Hey, in the scams, make sure if you were trying to get a job which most of the people that follow me are entrepreneurs, but if you're trying to get a job or you know somebody that is, um, make sure it's real. We'll talk about it in the scam section. In the brutal self-defense section, let there be light. Yeah. We'll talk about that in scams. And internet section, we're going to target buyers rather than people. I'm going to show you how to do that. There's less of them, but they spend money. See, Charles says the pictures were from a game of Australian football, Geelong versus Adelaide. Okay, great. I don't know what Australian football is. That's basically soccer? I don't know. Or does the ball spin in a different direction? I'm not sure how that works down there. I've been to Australia once, loved it. Except for the plane ride. That was a bitch. Also, we got A-holes of the week. I have to make a last-minute audible on that after today. And a hero of the week, think about this. When is a good time to bust out of jail? You'll find that out in the hero of the week section. All right, let's go to the mailbag here. Giselle wants to know, I hear you talking about Rubik's the protection dog all the time. What's a protection dog? Is it a police dog? Well, Giselle, no, a protection dog is supposed to stay near me and protect me. A police dog is supposed to go after criminals. And it's totally different, because if my protection dog would go after somebody that's running away, let's say, well, I'll get sued by the criminal because I'm not a law enforcement officer. And as soon as that person turns around and runs away, there's no threat to me anymore. Now, unless they said, hey, I'm going to run and get my gun. That's different. But in most cases, a protection dog is to stay near you and protect you and not chase somebody away so that you don't get sued. So that's a basic idea there. Usually they're more social, so they live with your family. They can handle kids and other dogs and so forth. The policemen, when a lot of the macho police officers want what we call ass biters, and Protection Dogs Elite, the trainers there deal with police officers all the time, and they like dogs that will just go and just get you. In fact, the guy, my limo driver, is an ex-police officer, and he said he found a dog one time and he named him Felony. But anyway, the difference is the protection dog protects you. A police dog can go after somebody else. All right. Okay, Harry wants to know, what is split testing? This is where I was asking you, do you folks, can you do a split? Well, split testing, Harry, has to do with taking two, let's say, advertisements. And Leader Sean joined. Hey, Leader, how are you, bud? Let's say you had two advertisements or two headlines or two of anything that you wanted to see which one was best. Well, if you have the proper software, the first visitor to your website can go see sales letter A. I'm trying to do things backwards here. I think it's A is over here, B. Hopefully that's right for you. Sales letter A. And the second person that clicks goes to sales letter B. And the third person that clicks goes back to sales letter A, and it alternates them. So all the A's saw one, let's say, headline, and all the B's saw another headline. Well, it also tracks them all the way through to see if they did what you wanted them to do, like bought or signed up for your email list or something like that. So that's called split testing, and that's how people really get rich. I mean, most people that do internet stuff, they pat themselves on the back as soon as they write one sales letter or one headline and run it. And if it works a little bit, they're happy. If it tanks, then they say, oh, it didn't work. No, you keep testing it. And the guy that taught me was such a fanatic. From his first sales letter he wrote on a particular product to the final version after he tested all these things, guarantee and testimonials and pricing and all kinds of stuff you can test. the final sales letter sold 19 times as much as the first sales letter. All right. So it's really behooves you to learn how to split test. And if you have our shopping cart system, kickstartcart.com, then, and we give you unlimited training on it, then you can look at all these these things going across. A lot of people have it out there. We give you unlimited training, but it has a split testing module in it. And in 10 minutes, I can teach you how to do this. So not real complicated if you have the proper software. Dean says, test, test, and test again. That's right. So once you get to the point where you can't get any higher response, sometimes that sales letter can run for years. And let's say you only get 5 times as good as your first sales letter. Wouldn't you rather have 5 times as many sales over many years as you would not? Yeah, of course. See, so a little bit, it goes back to my old theory of work, get paid, 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 paid. You do this work in the beginning to find out what works, and then sometimes it can run for years, and then every once in a while you double check it to see if things are still going, and you can let it run, or you can put a new sales letter in that beats the old one. So that's split testing. Okay, announcements. Hey, I just put out something today, what I called my secret weapon. You can check this out at greatinternetmarketing.com/secret weapon. This is a headline generator and analyzer I've been using for a couple months now. And it's crazy handy. It's dirt cheap. Just go check it out. What I did is I made a video to show you how it works. So you can go to greatinternetmarketing.com/secret weapon, watch about a 10-minute video. And if you want to get it, just click my affiliate link right there. But the thing's only like $30 or something, but it analyzes your headlines and your blog posting titles and your video titles and tells which one gets the most emotional response and which one has the power words in it. It's really great. So greatinternetmarketing.com/secret weapon. Christine's, there you go. Christine put the link in there. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate it. Okay, Butt Camp is next Saturday, the 30th. Roberto's going to be there in the audience, and his partner Warren is going to be teaching Instagram. He's just done crazy things with Instagram. I'm going to be doing at least a half a day on all the stuff you need to know, baseline stuff and stuff that's working, stuff that isn't working anymore. And then I've got Lakia, my social media person, doing a session. I've got Travis going to show you how to do all kinds of things with quizzes and locking off content unless people share it. So viral methods. So check that out at that one's at just go to Tom Antion Live. I'm sure there's a link there for it. And then the sponsorship videos are available also Tom Antion Live, where Roberto did a 2-day seminar on sponsorship that was just freaking awesome. Okay. And I'm still looking for 2 or 3 people at the most for my new public speaking mentor class at antion.com/pro speaking. Antion.com/pro speaking. And let's get into the news here. But if you could hit your share button and tell people about this and let them go ahead and visit us. All right, news. This is a kind of a self-defense news item. There's a lady, this is a Good Samaritan, and I don't really preach you being a Good Samaritan unless you're really skilled, but this lady was a Good Samaritan, and she saw another lady get with an armed robbery where some guy's taken her to an ATM machine to force her to pull out money to give it to him. So all she did was throw her keys at the guy, and it got him so flustered that he was, identified. He ran right down the street into the police station or city hall or somewhere. So they caught him. So hooray for her. I didn't catch her name, but that was in Rock Hill, South Carolina recently. Now let's see. This is a good piece of news. Charmin, the toilet paper people, had a contest, and a guy named Van Tran of Brooklyn, New York, won this 12th annual wearable toilet paper wedding dress design contest in New York City, and he he won $10,000 from Charmin for a wearable wedding gown. I know I shouldn't laugh. That's really shitty. Oh no, no, no! I didn't say that. Okay, now, do you think Batman could really save you? Well, a kite surfer. He was on Sussex Beach, south of London, and he got into trouble, and he was unable to get back to the shore. He was just going out to sea. And, let's and up in a kayak comes two people to rescue him. It was Batman and Robin in a kayak in the middle of this body of water. And they were competing in some beach superhero paddling contest. And so this guy got saved by Batman and Robin. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Roberta's telling Christine, do butt camp. That's right. Yeah, on butt camp, if you pay once, you come forever for free. And we're streaming it, so you won't have to actually travel to Virginia Beach. Anywhere in the world, you can see it. Jeff Herring says crappygownsecrets.com. That's his new website. He's already got it. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, let's go to the scam bag where we find the scumbags. Dean says, cheer up, will you, Tom? Well, my dog is doing a little better than last Sunday night. I still am waiting for the DNS. It's going to be about a week before I get the DNA test back to see if he's got something that's going to force him to be put down in about 6 months. Man, that just tears me up. Thanks for reminding me, Dean. No, you did. But anyway, he's doing better. I'm getting his weight down. I'm swimming him 3 times a day and so forth. So he's coming up. Thanks for asking, Dean. Yeah, appreciate it. So let's see here. Okay. So the scumbags and the scam bag. What you got to watch for, folks, is fake job ads. What a scammer will do is put a really great sounding job in with a really good pay and invite people to apply. Wayne says, Dr. Herman in the house. All right. Roberta, he misses Uncle Roberta. So they put an ad in with a much better salary and a really solid salary and really sounds real. They might even have a website that matches it and looks very professional for some company that's either non-existent or they could make it a brand that you'd recognize, but say jobs.ibm.com or something, which doesn't exist, but they got the domain in Estonia or something. Who knows? And then they make you fill out an application where you reveal all kinds of personal information, and bam, they just stole your identity. All right. Now, another form of this is where it's a broker that makes you put an application fee down. There's all kinds of variations of this. Another one would be where they want to make sure that you're a good, solid person, so they require you to pay $29 to get a credit check. And so you go ahead and get the credit check, but all it is an affiliate. They're just an affiliate for it. There is no job. They're just tricking you into signing up for all these credit checks, and then they take the money and there's no job. And you don't really know. You just didn't get the job from your end. So you got to really watch, make sure any kind of job you do or your kids do or your nephews or nieces or anything is legit. Okay. Yeah, Dean says always go directly to the site in question. So, and even call them up to find out if it's legitimate. So, but just don't be putting a lot of personal information in online to some job that sounds too good to be true. Same thing happens with the apartment rentals and stuff like that. They want a credit check, and all they're trying to do is get you to spend money on credit checks. Okay, your self-defense tip from brutalselfdefense.com. You know what? I just don't understand why people are not running over there and buying my videos on that. I mean, this is the most dangerous time on earth. And, you know, until something happens too close to you, I'm afraid you're going to regret it. And I'm not trying to be fear mongering, but look around, folks. I mean, I happen to sit here and watch TV all day along with my work, but people are just getting shot everywhere, and they're going for soft targets. And now freaking ISIS has announced that they're going after little kids. They want to go after as young kids because that's even more nasty. Oren says, how do I share this? There should be a share button underneath the live video somewhere, your normal way you would share a post. So anyway, this is your hit white torso. I don't know what that means exactly, but thanks for that tip. Okay, so anyway, you should buy the videos. It's brutalselfdefense.com, spelled the English way with an S, and then /videos, and that shows you all that's in them. And we got to still have the pre-publication price on because we haven't printed the site up. So they're telling Oren how to share this. All right, so here's your tip. This is the thing I held in front of the screen a little bit earlier. This is a flashlight. Now this is, I should get the one that I carry out. I've been carrying this for years, folks. It's always handy. It's always with me. This is mine. It's called a Surefire, and it's worn. You know, it's worn out, but it's very high quality. Now, I've been reading some of the reviews online in the past recently, and people are complaining that Surefire has gone down in quality. See, they were the big name for a long time, and so this one is still working like great after years of abuse, basically. But check around. There's, you know, this was a couple $100, all right, but this one right here actually has more features. It is a little bigger. This is a Clarus, K-L-A-R-U-S. What is that? XT11 model. But this is one of the best self-defense things you could ever have, ever. Why? Well, first of all, it's legal everywhere. I asked them, can I take this on a plane? Oh yeah, no problem. So this is within the or not the cockpit, in the cabin with me when I fly. All right, great, awesome. Now, the first thing is, now this one only has on high beam, on low beam, and that's it. I'm gonna not point it at you, but this is really crazy bright. All right, and Warren. I don't know if he's on tonight, but Roberto's partner was at the Brutal Self-Defense live seminar, the 2-day seminar. And I hit him with this for no more than a 1-second blast, and it was broad daylight. It wasn't like it was at night. It was 1 minute and 43 seconds before he could see normally. All right? This is really, really a great self-defense tool. If they cannot see you, they cannot hit you or kill you, okay? So now this one's nice slim line. Notice the front. It has some, I don't know what you call those things, but anyway, if you get hit with that, boom, that would hurt. Now, the only thing is some self-defense experts are saying do not have one that has those on there because a prosecutor will say it's a weapon. So you have to decide that on your own. Mine are not real pronounced. They're on both ends. And you can also use it as what we call a coup baton. So I can hit you this way. I can hit you this way. I can put my thumb on and blind the heck out of you and then hit you any way I want, or run or escape to safety, as my friend Alan Baris says. Now this Clarus one has this other function. I won't point it at you. But watch this. It's got a strobe light, which is very disorienting. Wayne says, bright lights, sharp groove. Sounds good. And this end on it, since I only, this one screws off, and you can put one with things that stick out that much further. But again, I'm very leery of that because I also have to, they always, give the criminal the benefit of the doubt. Hey, Keith, thanks for joining. Um, so you don't want things that look ominous. That's what the whole thing about the assault rifles. All right, it's basically a semi-automatic rifle, but it looks mean because it's all black. So uh, people that aren't skilled with these things and liberals that are against guns are going to make a big deal, or any kind of thing that looks scary. Uh, so try not to make it wild. This one's not too wild, and it's worn out, and I use it for. And another thing is, it's just handy for all kinds of stuff. But I have it right in where I can get it out in a second and blind you. And if I make a mistake, guess what? I can apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry, for hitting you with my light. I was scared, or I heard a noise and I thought it was a bear. I don't know, but you didn't actually hurt anybody. See, that minute and 43 seconds that it took Warren to recover his eyes didn't hurt him. Okay, so this is one of the best self-defense tools on earth. All right, have one with you. Okay, so let's look at what's next. Our internet tip. All right. This is called buying keywords. Paint it. Wayne says, paint it pink, make it look cute, and KO your opponent. Hey, no, he's right. A little pink flashlight would be great for you, ladies. Carol Grace, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Please hit your share button. Tell folks about this. But good idea, Wayne. Let's see. All right, your internet tip. Buying keywords. Now, I'm not saying that you're purchasing keywords. I'm saying that one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they are coming to me with internet stuff is they don't know the keywords of that their customers would type to find them and buy stuff. So the first thing we do is keyword research, not build a website and have a great idea, which I call a CSI, a crappy, stupid idea, before you know it's a good idea. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? Nice to see you. So you do your keyword research first. But a lot of people just use general keywords, and that's great if you just want traffic. But tell you the truth, I got a lot of overhead here. I want people to buy stuff. I don't want just brag about, oh, I had so many visitors. Well, how much money did you make? Well, nothing, but I didn't make anything, but I had a lot of traffic. Well, what the hell? It doesn't mean anything. It matters how much money you make. All right. So, CSI, crappy, stupid idea. So you want to concentrate on buying keywords, and you won't be able to brag about how many people you had, but you will be able to brag about how much money you made, which is what the bottom line really is here, unless you're just doing it as a hobby. So here's some examples of buying keywords. When I say keywords, I mean keywords and keyword phrases. Okay, so and some of these are just so obvious, but nobody does it. Where do I buy X? X is, of course, you fill in whatever product you have. If somebody types that phrase, guess what? They're ready to buy X. They're ready to buy your stuff. Where can I buy X? Where can you buy X? Buy X. X for sale. X for sale online. Who sells X? Those are all buying keywords. Let's see. I don't know who Dr. Herman. Okay. I see. Wayne is talking about Dr. Herman. So you want to concentrate on those things. Yeah, you want traffic, and some of your just general traffic from general keywords may convert. But which has the better chance? Somebody that's looking for something to buy, they almost have their wallet out, right? So concentrate on buying keywords rather than just general keywords, and you'll get sales in faster. So there's your internet tip. Okay. let's go to your speaking tip. This one is called audience gags, and the some stick in the mud people who've never made the kind of money I've made speaking, and keep in mind, folks, for the past 12, 13 years or more, I virtually don't make less than $100,000 every time I speak. Now, I don't speak that much anymore because I hate most of the other speakers that are scammers, so I just stay home. I can make a lot of money online here. But I've been using these things for 20 some years, these tips. So this speaking tip is called an audience gag. Yeah, Dean says white hot buyers. Yay. So an audience gag, I'll tell you one, and it's going to sound goofy, but you do have to use some common sense on when you use these fun things out of speech. Now, this comes from my Wake 'em Up speaking book. I think start on page 150, I think. Let me see here. There's probably about 10 of them. Let's see, audience gags. Yeah, on page 126, 150 to 152, 161, and 170. There's about 10 of them. I don't know what you can see there. I wasn't looking that good. You are a smart man, Tom. Thanks. Rebecca says, great book. Thank you. So here's one that I'm going to tell you called Stone the Speaker. Stone the Speaker. That's what I call this goofy little audience gag. And again, some stick in the mud people say, well, that's just stupid. That's just stupid. Well, let me explain to you how it works and what the results are of this. Stone the Speaker means that before I get up to speak, I go around to people near the front, a cross section of people in the front, and I have crumpled up pieces of paper. I don't want to ruin any paper. Oh, here's my. I can ruin this piece of paper. That's my hard copy notes that I've already used. So I go up like this, and I give him this piece of paper, and I say, listen, you want to help me with speech, or we'll have a real fun thing happen, okay? And I say, when I say a certain word, I want you to throw this at me. And a bunch of other people are going to do it too, all right? Good deal? And I give it to them. So, all right, so that's, in other words, they're throwing paper instead of rocks, all right? That they're stoning the speaker. Now you think, why on earth would that be fun or funny? Well, first of all, let's say I had 10 people do this. Those 10 people are going to be riveted on every word I say, waiting for that word. Right? So they're going to be totally focused on me until I say that word, right? So I've created attention from at least 10 people that don't want to be distracted, don't want anybody to mess with them. They want to pay attention to the speaker. And so other people see when, yes, Dean says keeps people engaged. So those 10 are engaged. They're totally focused on me. And if you seat people properly, which we'll get into in some other session about semicircular seating, other people see them totally concentrating, and they socially they're saying, well, look at everybody concentrating. You know, he must be really smart. I better listen too. All right. So now I got at least 10 people that are concentrating, and a bunch of other people that are seeing this, and they're concentrating. All right. So I have those attention of those people. So then I get to the word that I was supposed to say, and these 10 people all out of nowhere throw papers at me. All right. So anybody else in the audience that was zoning out is now like, what just happened? My God, what happened? They are now totally focused on me. So at that point, I have every single person in that room focused on me. And that's when I tell the most important point in my speech. All right. So now who's stupid and who's ridiculous? Okay. So Keith Sanders said, I've seen some stone stone speakers before, or maybe they were just drunk. That's a good one. Let me see what this other thing says. I do the same thing with text message from the entire audience, plus opt-ins. Yeah. So, so Christine says, smart. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. Now, again, you got to think when to do these kinds of things. I mean, I had one guy, I teach openings, like a singing opening one time. And I was teaching it at the National Speakers Association, which I claim to have trained more pro speakers than anybody living. I've been asked there over 100 times in 11 countries to teach speakers. And so this this stuff works, all right? So anyway, that's an audience gag, and there's about 10 of them in the Wake 'em Up book. I forgot what else I was going to tell you, where I was going there. Fun, smart, and engaging. Oh, I was telling you, be careful when you use this stuff, right? So this one guy, I taught him how to do a singing opening, but he went and did it, and he came back all pissed off at me. He went and did it in front of an all-male audience. That's bad. All-female audience, great. You can call me sexist, but I can tell you, after 3,000 paid speeches in 12 countries, female audiences laugh easier. And they were all accountants and lawyers trying to get a big piece of business. All right? And he tries to do a singing opening, and it just bombed terribly because he didn't think. All right, you wouldn't use it in that situation, right? So now, if you did it in Secretary's Day or a bunch of nurses, they'd be swinging from the chandeliers. All right, so you got to think a little bit on using these things, but that's called an audience gag. Okay, now the a-hole of the week, the asshole of the week, was going to be Ted Cruz. And he's an asshole all the time. Not just me saying it, everybody thinks he's an asshole. But he got trumped today, no pun intended, by Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the DNC chair, who now has to step down because everything that Trump was saying, everything that Bernie Sanders was saying was absolutely true. The DNC got hacked, and WikiLeaks dumped 20,000 emails on him to show that everything was rigged against Bernie Sanders. And so she turned out and she's out spousing how everything is fair and everything's neutral, and behind the scenes they're screwing him over like terribly. Roberto says even those of us here from Texas think so. He's a senator from Texas. So Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I've been tweeting goofy things to her all day today, like, hey, I know a good resume writer. Can I, what do you want to know? And some other really smart ass things, because I have no sympathy for asshole liars and cheats, and that's what all politics is, to tell you the truth. Dean says, often, not always, I make a big bowling ball from a drawing pad, not a briefcase, and let folks know we are going to have a ball today. Okay, so there's another cool thing. So, yeah, I have no sympathy. I'll just grind it in. And what's even goofier is she was, again, like I said, I guarantee you they just paid Trump because guys like me have never watched in my whole life until this year. And she's kind of poking fun at Reince Priebus from the Republican National Committee, saying, I'll help you if your convention, if you need it, just really just being a fucking asshole. And now she has to step down. In fact, they're still talking that she's going to open their convention. They will boo her. Talk about stoning. Bernie people will throw real rocks at that bitch. So she's getting what she deserves. Okay, so let's get into Hero of the Week. I teased this by saying, when is it a good time to break out of prison? Now, I am a firm believer. Uh, Wayne says, I'll take Ted over our two senators in California. uh, I'm a firm believer in that even the worst of the worst people have some redeeming qualities. Now, that doesn't mean I would have voted to let that Manson killer out of jail, which they didn't, thank God. Um, that she was up for parole, the youngest killer of the Manson family, but she didn't get out. That's good. But here's what happened in two separate instances. And I'll name the names here because these are heroes of the week. These guys were in jail. A guy named Nick Kelton, Floyd Smith, and 6 others were in Parker County. Here we go, Texas. And they were in a holding cell. So it wasn't the real heavy duty cells that they're normally in when you're finally in jail. This was a holding cell. It was like a metal door with a lock on it. And, it's pretty tough, but it wasn't, like the real thick metal. So the guard that's sitting out across from their door has a heart attack and just goes unresponsive. And they're screaming for help, and nobody's coming. So they get together, and there's 6 or 8 of them, all got together and rushed the door at once and broke the lock and ran and got to the guy. Now, here's the thing. If another guard had to come in at that moment, he probably would have said it's a jailbreak and pulled his gun and started shooting him. But they said, fuck it. We're not going to let some guy die. He's treated us nice, and we're not going to let him die. So, and keep in mind, they're in leg shackles and handcuffs, and they still bust out over there. And this guard has a gun on him and everything, and the keys. So none of them go for the gun or the keys. And they just start screaming. And finally, up above them in the court, the bailiffs hear them and rush down. They get the ambulance, and the guy's life gets saved from those 8 guys. Now, I don't know what they were in for, and I'm the law and order candidate over here. Paint my hair silver and make my face orange, right? So they're heroes of the week. Now, this just didn't happen this week, but another thing happened, and you can see these videos on YouTube. David Schofield and Jerry Diguez Jr., Wong Vu, Terrell Carswell. They were in a detention facility, and one of the other inmates rushed one of the guards and was strangling him. Had him in a sleeper hold from behind, rear naked choke they call it, and was going to kill him. And these other inmates rushed over to save the guy. Wayne says, vote Tom right in 2016. If elected, I will not serve. So anyway, they saved the guy's life, and they were interviewed later, and they said, well, look, he was fair with us. He always treated us with respect. And, these guys sitting there amidst all these inmates, anybody could have killed him easily. And so these other guys saved him. So good for them. So I don't know what they were in for, but in both of those things, they valued human life from people that treated them right more than their freedom or trying to let them die. Okay, so that's the show for tonight. We finally made it. So please tell your friends about it every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Unless, like last week, there was a big attack. So out of the 3 officers were killed. I think it was in Louisiana. So I just didn't think it was right to horse around and do a show. So I did it on Monday. But mostly it's on Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Please tell your friends about it. There'll always be a lot of fun. There'll always be a lot of good tips for you. Also, don't forget butt camps coming up. Rebecca says, thank you. These are awesome. Also, Antion.com/pro speaking is for the mentor program. Oh, I'm getting a lot of love coming in here. Thank you very much. And don't forget Butt Camp this weekend.